Hey, what's going on, peeps? Yesterday was a brain fart on my behalf. Got home, was playing with the kids and the wife, and, well, let's just say I dropped the ball and we didn't do a show last night. Murder cannot be here right now. We were gonna have a talk about a couple of projects that he brought up to us. One's a project and one's a bit of IT stuff, and he is the IT guru in my opinion, because I am not. I am far from being an IT guru. So, that being said, I went ahead and I'm going to just go off on a different route, do a couple of different things, and see what happens from there. Kuka, how you doing, brother? Give me 1 second, I gotta make sure everything's selected. Chat will appear. Like I said, murder can't be here, at least not yet anyway, and so we're gonna go ahead and just move on. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about, everybody knows about LEDs, LED lights, and how they work and all of that. And we all know that you can change the, what do they call it, the dimmability, how it dims of LEDs. You know, in recent history, it's been more prevalent. When they first started LEDs, it wasn't so much. You couldn't dim them. They were just either on or off. So, anyway, on Kickstarter, a group called Flyte, F-L-Y-T-E, had designed what they call the ARC dimmable LED bulb. Now, this bulb is considered to be more efficient than most bulbs out there. It does have a unique design. Let me see if I can capture a look of it. Anyway, this particular bulb, like I said, is more efficient in that with their unique design, it allows for the light to work in very, very extreme temperatures. Now we're talking hold on, I'll read it to you. More so, it's easier to read it than it is for me to speculate, in my opinion, because I'm speculating on this part of it. But LEDs do run a lot cooler, and because of that, you can get a better feel for I'm going to transition this over. Alright, so this is what the bulb looks like. Alright, it does have, like I said, it has a unique design. It has this nice U shape right here. Now, they do say, and this is what they're saying, what it's about. From the creators of the world's first levitating light bulb, Swedish design brand Flyte is on a new mission. They are going to transform our everyday light bulbs into something unique and beautiful. This is what they have up on Kickstarter. Now, 500 miles from the Arctic Circle, where winters are harsh and light is rare, we journey on in a balloon above the clouds on the shortest day of the year, where the temperatures drop to 76 degrees Fahrenheit and an altitude reaching over 100,000 feet. Now, that is pretty damn impressive. Now, being that the light bulb floats, levitates, whatever they call it, that's, I don't know, it's just something that just doesn't seem right, you know what I mean? I mean, you know, it's not supposed to do that kind of stuff. We don't live in that kind of world. It's like magic. More than science. Anyway, this group, like, it says here, they are the first designer of LED light bulb, of the ARC LED light bulb, and it is inspired by Nordic climate and crafted with minimalist precision and stunning efficiency. Meaning that they didn't put a lot into it when it comes to the actual building it. It was more, you know, in their heads, on a whim, LED lights, this is how to make it more efficient, and bam, there you got it. Now, the company Flight is also known for, right here it says, they have a collection of gravity-defying lights, planters, and clocks. I call witchcraft. But anyway, the light itself puts out a lot of light, but from what I'm looking here, let me show you, so I can get this into shot. Hold on. You know, as Illidan says, you are not prepared. You're right, I am not. Okay, you see how much light this is putting out. Now, LED lights, we all know that when you look at an LED, it's bright. It hurts your eyes. We all know this. If you've ever looked at an LED, like momentarily, just, you know, you glance your head and you see the LED and it's just at the right angle, and you're looking right at the actual diode that's emitting the light, which is LED, light emitting diode. When you look right at it, it hurts. It's not calm to the eye or anything. It kind of like stabs you right in the eye like a needle. As you can see here, this LED light doesn't do that, because the light itself is being what looks like directed down through the tube and allowing the light to then emit from there. So you're not getting that direct, harsh lighting that you get from an LED, but you are getting what looks like a very warm, glowing light. I, so far, kind of like it. Now, I would like for it to be something that would be feasible for us, as the common folk, to be able to have them just in the house, put them on in all of our rooms, and our energy bill go down, because you're not running all of these lights that, you know, regular bulbs use so much wattage, you know, whereas an LED uses very little and puts out very much, or a lot, whatever the word I want to use, I don't know. Well, that's the thing, though. What you're looking at is a dimmed light. And let me see here. As you see in this here, I mean, that looks pretty bright to me in this picture they have here. Now, this light bulb is energy efficient. And there's a side-by-side dimmed more so than actual bright. So, I mean, that is kind of bright if you look at it in comparison to the other one. Now, the other one looks more like that light that was by the gentleman's hand that you've seen sitting there. So, it does have, as they say, an energy efficiency much greater than the LEDs today. Most LEDs today. Now, I don't know if that's a fact or if that's just, them trying to sell it. But, I mean, if it was something that I could just go out and spend, $5 a bulb, I would do so just to bring my energy bill down. And we had a couple of LED lights that we purchased, right, for the living room. And then we did 2 in the kitchen. Now, the 2 in the kitchen are more of a spotlight style because we have recessed cans in the kitchen, like we do here in the office. And in the might just be a marketing stunt. Looks like 2 LED light bulbs being distributed to, as you stated earlier. Yes, and that's where if you have, I don't know exactly how it's designed. I'm going to say that right now. I do not know exactly how it's designed. I just know that from looking at it, you would expect them to be able to just take LEDs, direct the lighting like you would fiber optics down and through the tube itself. And then as you make it greater or dimmer, you would have that transference of light that way. Now, that being said, LEDs are efficient, more so than any of the incandescent lighting that you buy today. In our living room, we put 3 LED bulbs into the ceiling fan. We put 2 in the kitchen that are like spotlights. They came in a 2-pack, so we went ahead and bought it. And, they're only maybe about, camera's over here, and I'm looking at my screen over here. It's about this big around. So it's not very big, and it's only about yay tall. Screws right in, and it puts out a beam of light straight down that is, wow, bright. So we have 2 of those in the kitchen at the moment. We are looking into getting more LEDs for the home to make it more efficient, so that our energy bill does go down even more so. And in this age of electronics, electronics are becoming more efficient, whereas like your home computer does not use as much power as it did back in the day. Back in the day, that thing was sucking power. Nowadays, not so much, but they still use power. They still use quite a bit of power. If you have a 3D printer like we do, it does use power, but not an absorbent amount of it. Now, you look at yourself having an Antminer Bitcoin machine. Those do use power because they are using, they are powering something pretty damn powerful to get you to mine the Bitcoins, right? So, on one scale, that Bitcoin miner is like a 100-watt light bulb. Just sucking power whereas an LED is not so much. You know, I honestly think that this is a great idea. I don't say it's the greatest idea, but I would say that this is something that would be worth getting. You know, it's just the way I should. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Now, they have set a goal of 25,000. That was what they pledged. Yes, depending on the pricing. Now, I can say that when it comes to energy efficiency, if you own a business, you want your stuff to be energy efficient. I personally would love to have a business where your overhead is so low that your profit margin goes up. I personally would love it. I think Searchy would too. But anyway, they have 483 backers on this project. Their goal is $25,000. They've raised $46,233. And they still have 27 days to go. Now, in their little updates, they do say that there's two different types of bulbs, and they are compatible. But like your E26 bulb, that's what they have them marked as E26 and E27. E26 is only, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 29 places that light bulb will actually be compatible. Whereas E27 is pretty much the rest of the world. Yeah, solar panels are, just, they're expensive. You think about the size of a panel and how much it costs versus how much wattage it puts out. Can it keep a battery bank, up and running while you're running LEDs inside the home? Oh, shit. Sorry, peeps. Oof. And so, because, that would be the most efficient way to run lighting if you're going to run solar panels and battery banks. Oh, shit, there's something in the air making me sneeze. Anyway, LEDs use up so little power that you're better off using that solar panel and battery backups than you are, say, an incandescent lighting system, because an incandescent lighting system uses so much. But because of the cost of your solar panels, and then you got to build a battery bank to house the power that you do create, and to keep those batteries charged so that you can use that lighting at night, the cost efficiency, you're not going to get that money back in the next 2 to 3 years. It'll probably be 6 to 10 years before you even see anything as far as a bit of money coming back into your pocket. Plus, you have to take consideration, you're also having to go from the battery banks to a panel that puts all of your, your different lights on different branch circuits, that you have to put a new panel in just for lighting, and then you have to wire that panel out to each and every room that you're going to run these LED lighting systems in, and then put the LED lighting systems in. You are looking at a very big amount of money, a very large sum of money that you're going to have to use in the beginning. And like I said, only between 6 to 10 years are you going to even see any of that return of, okay, I spent all this money now, what's it going to take to get that money back after you've already spent all that money? I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. The return on investments, basically what you would call it? Okay. Yeah, so, honestly, it's just, I couldn't see it until they bring down the cost of solar panels. Because the lighting is very efficient. Solar panels and battery banks would work, but you have to make that very large investment. And these guys here are saying that they can get you a more efficient light bulb. If that's the case, that means, depending on how efficient, if it's twice as efficient, that means that bulb is going to last twice as long as a standard LED, and not to say that it's going to be twice as bright, because it's not going to be. But you can buy two to light up your room versus buying one really bright light that's going to hurt your eyes. This one is more easy on the eyes, basically, is what they're trying to do, what they're trying to say. This goal, they're saying, will be funded. It's an all or nothing, meaning either they get it all or they don't. The project will only be funded if it reaches its goal by Saturday, February 17th, 2018. Well, guess what? They've already reached it, and they're 3 days into it. There are people out there who actually believe in this. Not to say I don't, but just saying. Well, that is my ideas about LEDs and things of the sort, and this particular product, I believe, could be a very good product, only because, well, not only, but one of the bigger facts is this particular light bulb does not have that eye-hurting, white light, bright, blinding light. And eventually, you can actually change out, I'm going to change out the LED in this. If you have a different voltage regulated LED, you can change the colors of the LED. That is only just the next evolution in this bulb, is doing that. And I can see that actually happening. Get regular lights in there, bright lights or whatever, and then you start going with, yellows and reds and greens and purples, you name it. It's the infinite amount of colors that an LED can produce that a normal bulb can't do. It is pretty damn fantastic. So, alright, so, excuse me. The next thing I want to talk about, it's a board game. Whew. It's called Hate. Now, it does have a video for it, and I have to adjust this screen out of my office, Bruiser. I'm going to go ahead and play this game trailer for you guys. Now, this has got, since I opened this page, has received 3 more backers, and they are up now to $656,505. And to start the project was only $200,000. And they have 18 days left. And right now they are looking at 5,970 backers for this.
Everything's gone to shit. We ruined Mother Earth, and now we scrape the flesh from her bones. In the wastes, only the most savage can survive. This isn't a world for the weak. If you want to rule, you have to fucking kill everyone. That's all we know.
Wow,
that's
brutal.
All we have. Only hate. Chronicle your story in Hate, the brutal board game based on the works of legendary artist Adrian Smith. Take on the mantle of a cruel tribe in this Kickstarter exclusive game and compete in savage one-to-one combat in the ruins of the world. Race to complete mission objectives as you murder and pillage your way through different scenarios. Amass the biggest hoard of resources in Hate across a campaign of battles with a variety of rival tribes. You'll have to carve your way through countless bodies before you're done. Even though you'll only face one depraved tribe of assholes at a time, you have to fight every other vicious bastard if you want to see this whole thing through. And it won't be easy. Various brutal scenarios give you and your enemies plenty of chances to eviscerate each other, each with different goals and conditions that tell you what kind of carnage to inflict. But remember the most important rule: never stop fighting. If you get knocked down, make sure your enemy doesn't get their hands on you. If one of your warriors gets hauled back to an enemy village, they're never coming back. And since you've only got the strength of your 11 warriors, losing one to the maw of your rivals is a fucking problem. They're your only line of attack and your only line of defense. Pay attention to your surroundings, because the terrain can either help you or hurt you. Learn the strengths of your tribe if you want to rip your enemy's throat out. Use every tool and every resource you have and show your tribe the way to victory. And above all, gather resources and build your hate, because as they grow, so will the strength of your warriors and your village. Learn from every battle. Teach your warriors new skills and new levels of savagery. Your village too will grow in power, construct new buildings, and find new ways for us to kill, mutilate, and torture. Because every fight has consequences. Limbs may be lost, terrible scars inflicted, and your warriors carried off to feed a hungry tribe. Don't lose. Don't die. Keep killing. Hate comes with lots of shit to help you kill your enemies. A game board, 32 terrain tiles, over 200 cards, 44 card sleeves, 30 chronicle sheets, over 100 tokens, 6 custom dice, and the 51 savage miniatures you've been fucking waiting for. Time to decide. Are you going to lead us to victory? Are you gonna kill everything? Or are you gonna let them torture you, eat you, and shit you out? Choose now and unleash your hate.
Okay, so that is brutal. That is brutal. I would say that it's not similar to D&D as much as Risk. The game Risk is more like this to an extent. Now, the figures and stuff like that, that reminds me of the old days of Warhammer and, the old days of the figure style RPGs. D&D really wasn't too much into the figures per se as it was, character sheets, maps, and dice rolls. That's pretty much what most of D&D was back in the day. Now, things have progressed. People do like their miniatures, and they probably get themselves a miniature to represent themselves when they're playing a character or something like that. And, I get that. That's what people want to do. But this game here is more like Risk and more like those older RPG tabletop games. And it is what looks like turn-based, from what we gathered from that video. Turn-based, it is brutal. I mean, seriously, brutal. They were correct in saying that it is very graphic. Now, Adrian Smith is the guy who penned the graphics for the Chronicles of Hate, which is a graphic novel. Well, see, and that's the thing, where people need to start putting a little bit more time into family, showing that, the family as a whole, playing together, working together, things of the sort like that. A lot of the world has gotten away from what really being a family is about. It's about playing games together. It's about doing things together. It's about, these different things. Not sitting on a cell phone while everybody else is conversing. You're sitting there with your nose in a damn cell phone. That's not being a family. And I'm going to tell you right now, having cell phones, having, all this other stuff has created a very antisocial populace. It really has. And, tabletop games is what brings people together more so than anything. That is correct. That is correct and true. Yeah, see, Monopoly, that's another game. These board games, you set time aside to play these games. And, the financial hold on the world, I'm sorry, but when you go home at night, what kind of financial hold does this game take away from? It doesn't. Yes, mom and dad are tired from working all day because the government doesn't pay you shit because the companies are getting all these kickbacks so that they can pay their boards extra money to say, oh, let's not pay them anything extra. Give it to me. None of that comes home. Well, see, that's the thing, though. I came home, I was exhausted, was I not? Last night, I was exhausted. I still made time for the family to play 7 Days to Die as a group. We all got together, I got on my server, and we all played together. And as far as I know, we all had fun. So, I mean, just when it comes down to, it's the individual that, says they're too tired to do anything with their family. And as a parent, I'm sorry, but I personally would take the time out if I'm tired to do things with the family. Now, there are some times when my problem of my PTSD and stuff like that interfere with my family life, but I try not to let it do that. I really do try. Sometimes it doesn't work, but damn it, I sure as hell try. Well, see, and that's the thing, though. Time management for your family is key. It really is key to a much happier family. I try to teach that to my kids. I don't know if they listen. I don't know if they learn that or not. But taking time out for your family is more important. And if you've got friends that are like family, you include them in with it, especially if they do the same thing you're doing. But anyway, this game, it's like Risk, quite a bit like Risk, and chess. It's like a chess game. I mean, you got pawns, you got a king. I don't know if it's got a queen in there or not, but you know, it's like chess a little bit. Know who to go after, when to go after them. The figurines are pretty cool looking. They're all originals. They're not like they rip something off of World of Warcraft or off of Path of Exiles or anything like that. These look like original works of art, and so that means they really did put a little bit of time into creating these things. So that can be very much appreciated. Being able to level up your characters, you know, with little overlays while you're playing the game, that's pretty cool too. Singaporeans clocked an average of 45.2 hours a week for the first quarter of March. OECD. I don't know what OECD stands for, so give me 1 second. I have to look that shit up. Okay, so it's a 35 member countries. It says the United States is on there. I was going to say, I think the average person in each country would be in relevance to what they're providing throughout the world. Um, And you seeing Singapore workers clock 23.50. This one's saying that Mexico did 22.55, and that's the highest on the list. And 17.13 for Japan. But, but all in all, 45.2 hours a week per person isn't that much, in all honesty. There are people over the world who work 60 to 80 hours a week. I know Sergi did it when she was working for a company that I didn't care for, that were taking advantage of all their employees. Because all they cared about was the money they were going to make, and they weren't going to be paying out shit. So, I know she worked more than that. And there are plenty of people around the world that work a lot more than 45 hours a week per person. And, I mean, that's just over 8 hours a day. That's over 8 hours a day. There's still quite a bit of time afterwards. So, needless to say, I mean, the game looks awesome. It does give people a new game to play. I like the look of the figurines. The figurines are freaking amazing looking. Now, like I said before, it just went up another couple of backers. They're at 5,971 backers. 656,865 now. Out of 200,000 that they wanted to go for. They still have until February 7th. So, I mean, they've done a pretty damn amazing job here. Now, pledges, they have only one, they only have one reward, and apparently that is $120 or more. It is a Kickstarter exclusive game, shipping charged after campaign ends. See shipping section for full details. So you're gonna have to pay the $120 plus whatever the shipping's gonna end up being. Now, when they reach stretch goals, you'll get all of those. Plus, you get the Hate Core box. So apparently, there might be more than that coming to it. Let's see here. So it was started on January 16th. Last update was January 20th. So it does going to have add-ons, they're saying here, eventually. So right now, I guess they're working on that kind of stuff. So there's going to be adding on to it. So I think that's going to be kind of cool, though. Yeah, a lot of backers on this one here. The next one is another tabletop game. It's called Nemesis. And have to adjust this one because they just can't keep their damn thing straight. Actually, have to go out this far. Okay. That far. Now this one, like I said, it's called Nemesis, so... And they're so loud. Gotta turn that down. Huh?
Nemesis is a semi-cooperative experience
Should I
for
turn
1
it
to
down?
5 players. You will lead one of the unique crew members and try to survive on this goddamn ship while trying to complete your secret objective. You will uncover different parts of the ship, each of them unique, each with a special ability. For example, one will open and close door locks. Another can trigger the auto-destruction of the ship. You will also need to search for useful items which will help you heal, fight, experiment, or even craft new weapons or antidotes. But whenever you move, you will make noise, and that can draw intruders. Your hero can panic and shoot all of his precious ammunition into the air. Or worse, on top of that, combat with intruders is extremely difficult, and you can become seriously wounded or contaminated. If you become contaminated, it might be infectious, and if not dealt with quickly, it will result in your transformation into an intruder. All of this, and much, much more, makes every game of Nemesis a one-of-a-kind cinematic experience. You may craft a flamethrower and use it in a room full of intruders, or lie to other crew members about fixing the engines, or find the intruder's weakness in the lab, or extinguish fires in the pilot bridge, or become stuck in a room with the intruder queen a second away from entering an escape pod. There is also a whole other layer to this game that plays above the table. You need to cooperate to survive, but due to secret objectives, you never know who you can trust. Talking out strategies and doubting your comrades is a must.
When I took this gig, I never thought it could go to hell this fast. It did. Want to know how I ended up next to this beauty? For starters, we were pulled out of hypersleep halfway to Earth. My buddy Jake turned into a human piñata. Some scary-ass shit came out. It hunts us now. No one wants to be next. We made a plan. Turns out, that bastard pilot didn't check the engine like she was supposed to. She broke it, and had the guts to tell us it's all green. Corporate orders or some shit. Then, damn fire cut me out from the rest. Not that I trusted him anyway. FUBAR, right? Good thing I've learned a trick or two during my time in the Corps. Step 1. Some good old suppressive fire. It should get me safe to a quiet place where I can cook up a flamethrower. Step 2. Toast them ugly bastards. Step 3. Find the surgery, check if I'm clean. Don't want to end up like my pal Jake. Step 4. Reach the escape pod. Step 5. Say goodbye to this goddamn death trap. Oh, and grab an alien egg on my way out. My employers made that one clear. Okay, time to get cracking.
Self-destruction system activated. Countdown, 60 seconds.
Well, shit.
Hey guys, my name is Martin. I'm owner of Awaken Realms, and I would like to invite you to our new project, Nemesis board game. This is the project that we do with collaboration with Rebel. And this game is really unique. There's nothing like it on the market right now. And if you like a claustrophobic horror sci-fi setting with Alien, this is the best experience you're gonna get, period. There's nothing like that on the market currently, and it has so many well-designed mechanics. It is really a great game. It has been in development for over 3 years, so the balance is really on a great level. And if you like cooperative games where you can also be a traitor, you will have a blast playing it.
While working on the art, we wanted to make it as immersive as possible. That's why we used a lot of darkness and artificial lights. So when you are looking at silhouettes, you can only see a very strong rim light and a soft light on the character. And we wanted to make the player feel claustrophobic and like they are trapped on this ship.
Pledge now, and let's bring Nemesis to life.
Space is full of wonders, but also dangerous. That's why you should remember the following safety instructions. Rule number 1, always wear your protective clothing. Even if the atmosphere appears breathable, do not remove your helmet. Alien life signs detected? Leave it to the professionals. Send out a distress call before it's too late. After returning to your ship, make sure to perform a full medical scan. In case of any contamination, immediately quarantine the affected personnel. If the contamination protocol is broken, do not act individually. Create a defensive perimeter. Then, calmly plan your next steps. Remember, your safety is our utmost priority.
Okay, that was kind of funny. Alright, so that particular game looks good to an extent. It does have a lot of aliens look to it. Maybe because they modeled it sort of kind of after it, but I mean, it does look kind of cool though. And with the ability to play with other people, like I said, being at home, all the kids, everything. I think this would be a cool game. It's more of a scary style game, so that's kind of cool too. This game was brought to life by the company in Poland. Awaken Realms is the name of the company. And 17,314 backers. And they backed a game that was only looking for pledges of 69,300. They've reached $1.9 million and still have 17 days to go. 70 70 euros or more. $97, so 90 euros, I guess. You get the core box of game, and you get the stretch goals that come out with it. 100 or more, you get the Captain's Collection. It gives you a Terran expansion, an art book, all the unlocked stretch goals, and the Nemesis core box of the game. So there's more you can add to this game, apparently, more than just that little bit. You get the whole thing. Now, if you pledge 399 euros or more, in US money, $553, you can get 6 core boxes and 6 game stretch goals. It says here that upon providing a valid EU VAT number, you will get back 23% of your VAT tax. So those of you that are in the EU, that's something that would be pretty nice for you, I guess. You know, being you get what you pay in taxes, you get that back from them. So I guess it's like a rebate of some sort like that. It does not include the shipping, so you'll have to pay the shipping after that. And they're looking at September of 2018 for this. Let's see here. The board is 84 by 56 centimeters. It is a cardboard, map, cardboard tray for the characters, cardboard room tickets, for each room. 183 regular cards that will be going out for heals and mechanics and weapons and ammo and stuff like that. Then you got little tokens that you'll put down on the board and stuff to represent this and represent that. You'll have dice plus an infection scanner, which is just a red filter that goes over to tell you if you're infected or not, depending on the rolls that you get. And it does have a plastic insert so that you can put all of this stuff away in a nice, neat piles of OCD-ness. Stretch goals. You get a 5th player expansion, meaning you get a 5th player, which is the mechanic. You'll get the miniature for the mechanic. You'll get the mechanic cards, the 5th player contamination card, and the hero tray and starting items for the hero. The full co-op mode rule book, so you have a rule book with it. An hourglass, which is your timer that's going to be for each turn you take. You'll get 5 brand new primary objectives. You'll also get 10 character achievement cards and a story campaign. That's going to be a full story campaign. And it's 1.9 million. M-I-L-L-I-O-N. You can play as the intruder. Oh, that's pretty cool. So you can play on both sides there. That's actually pretty awesome. Rules after death, after character death. This is all part of that one achievements that they've reached. So you get the rules after character death. You get an intruder player board, and you get 5 intruder objective cards. You get upgrades to this game are custom slime markers, custom ammunition tokens, individual action cards for each character. So there's more than 40 illustrations, they say there. Individual alien attack illustrations. There's 18 of those, it says here. An alternate game board layout, so you can get a second game board, different layouts. So that's pretty cool. You get 5 special card holders to hide your equipment. Additional dice for noise, additional dice for combat. You get alternative intruder poses, 1, 2, and 3. That's just on the 1. Damn. Now the stretch goals at 900,000 euros. They're saying you get the Void Seeder box set, which comes with a Void Seeder, Despoiler miniature, rulebook, the attack cards, the event cards, and lurkers. So you get 3 lurkers there, so you get 6 lurkers total. 2 new style of combat dice, 2 Void Seeder trays, 4 Whisperers, 20 Insanity tokens, 20 Insanity cards, 1 Stalker miniature, and 3 Nest miniatures that you'll get for the nests that you have to go after. Now, there are a lot of pledges for this game. And there's different add-ons you can buy for the game as well, like different terrains. You can get a different character. It's called a medic. You get the art book. You get a detailed lurker, model. So it or intruder model, excuse me. And you get sleeves, it says here, Paladin card protection sleeves, so you can put all your cards in the sleeves, so it keeps it nice and unbolt, for bending and stuff like that. They get a lot of positive reviews. Not saying that it's paid reviews or not paid reviews, but they are getting a lot of reviews. I think it's a pretty nifty game. Yeah, this is, from what I'm reading here, it's pretty much what they explained in the video, with the exception of what you're going to get in addition to when you actually fund, the Kickstarter, if that's what you're going to do. They do have, scrolling back to the top, three different pledge sections. Core box, Captain's Collection, and then the Retailer's Pledge. The Retailer's Pledge is for more people like who own stores and stuff like that. You're going to get 6 games, and you're going to get all 6 unlocked stretch goals. So you basically would take, see, like here in the States, that's $553, so let's say $600 that you're spending on the game. That's $100 a game with all the expansions and with everything. So that's something, I guess. Whereas if you were to purchase just the core box of Nemesis, it's $97. Just the core box alone is $97. So you get all the extra stuff in there for the Retailer's Pledge. So I think that's a fair thing to say that it's going to be kind of worth to get the retailer's pledge, but you got to have that money first. It's like $600 for that. I mean, come on. And you got 92 backers on that one already. So that's quite a few people who are willing to get their hands dirty and shell out that money for this game and then turn around and put it on their shelves to try to sell it. But has anybody got any questions about these two games or on the ARC LED light? All these three were off for Kickstarter. They're all Kickstarter programs that are still got days on them for people to get in there and donate their extra money that they got, I guess. You know, if I did have the money, I would get the retailer's pledge for the, the 6 games with the 6 unlocked stretch goals. 6 times all unlocked stretch goals, so you get all of them. No questions at the moment. Nice. But if you guys ever feel that you need to look up something for new games and stuff, check out Kickstarter, see what they got on there, see if there's something on there that would pique your interest when it comes to games and stuff. I'm sure there are plenty of games on there that you'll find pretty damn cool, whether it's a board game or it's a computer game, you'll find something on there. Oh yeah, I know, right? We need those winning lottery numbers. I would totally, if I had winning lottery numbers, I would totally buy 3 sets of the Nemesis game. Just so that I had enough of them, then I would send a couple to some friends, but the rest of them, put them up on our CNG Gaming.Center store, and then go from there. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Alright. So nothing else for anybody, huh? I gotta say, I think I have all that turned off anyway. Give me 1 second, peeps. Yep. Yeah, I think a lot of us would be, Guga. We hit those numbers just one time. But there are a lot of people who will hit it one time and fall flat on their faces and have nothing to show for it. So, alright, well, if nobody else has any questions or anything of the sort, we are going to call it for now. I do appreciate everybody for stopping by. Guga, thank you very much. Another guy that was in chat said he donated money. Was it Jay Donates? Yeah. Sorry, bro. I don't think we've seen anything like that in our channel. We don't have to set up for that, so you're trying to troll. Anyway, peeps, we are out. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. I do apologize for yesterday. I dropped the ball on that one. So, and next week we'll be talking about some stuff that borders more on to what Murder is specialized in versus what I am, so we can go from there. And I appreciate it. As I always say, friends don't let friends game alone. Peace. Yeah, we will be later streaming, just not right now.